live stream Thursday night. We're kind of throwback in it. Some of us are. I know Dom has the Rainbow Warrior shirt on. It's very, very cool. But if you don't know, obviously Darlington's coming up this weekend. We have all the throwback schemes to look at, and we're going to rank them right here on this live stream. But first, introducing the crew. We have Dom, Ben, and Rob. I guess just start right off by talking about just Kansas, closing it out, very short. Are there any last minute comments that you all want to make about Kansas? Any closing remarks?
What a race. Yeah. I mean, what a race. That it was so good because it was two drivers that are so good at their craft, learning how to beat the guy in front of them and the guy behind them at the same time. And that's what you want to see in NASCAR. And that was so good. Obviously, things happened with Hamlin and Larson, but the good news is Larson, apparently they talked and he completely understood just hard racing. That's what you want to see. The whole Noah Chastain thing is gonna get a lot of eyeballs, which is good for the sport. Finally, someone addressed him, but now everybody knows what happens when you address Ross. So a lot of things happened there, but my gosh, what a good race. And hopefully that's an omen for the 600 because last year's Kansas race was very good as well. So we'll see if the mile-and-a-half trend keeps going.
I did want to add in real quick. Sorry, Rob. I wanted to add in real quick that Ross Chastain was on a podcast today, or a podcast drop today that he was on.
He was on a Pat McAfee show.
Yes. And he mentioned that, he talked to Noah. They're now just something that they can look back and laugh about now. They've addressed it. They're good to go. So there's the update from there.
Sometimes it takes a couple days.
Yeah.
I just want to say, because I unfortunately did not get to watch Kansas because I was working another race, but it seems like in the last 2 or 3 years, NASCAR is at its best when it's Kyle Larson versus Denny Hamlin.
Yeah.
Facts, though.
Because I think they have very different styles, but they complement each other very well. I think about, because Larson is very aggressive. He will give you no room, but strategically he'll give you no room. Hamlin is one of those guys that is, he doesn't get enough credit because it's Harvick's name, but he is such a closer.
Yeah.
He knows how to save his stuff for the end. Yeah. Because how many times have we seen Denny Hamlin come up on somebody in the last 10 laps of a race?
Yeah.
He reminds me, and I hate to bring it back to the mods, but he reminds me of Matt Hirschman a lot in that regard, that he wins these big races and he just knows how to take care of his equipment and use it at the end. But anyway, seeing those two battle has been so much fun to watch in the last couple of years.
Yeah, and I will say,
go ahead, Taylor. Go ahead.
I was going to say, I really hope that we see some of that at the 600 too, because I remember from last year, Hamlin won it at the end, right? But even Larson, I thought until we had one of the late race cautions that Larson was going to win it because he was strong during that race. So I would hope we see some of that as well, because that makes great racing. I agree with you.
I think the beauty of the combination is you have the aggressiveness of Larson in terms of just he can be so fast, and you have aggressiveness versus calculated Denny Hamlin. Yeah. It's like Larson will just drive the wheels off the car, whereas Denny knows exactly what he needs to do to win.
They're both a blast to watch for different reasons.
Absolutely.
Ben, did you have any closing remarks on Kansas?
Yeah, I didn't watch a second of it because I was at work, and then I watched it back at the gym and didn't really get a good vibe of it. It sounds like it was a great time from the replay that I got. It looked good. I will say I feel bad for Noah Gragson because now this goofy haircut's going to live in infamy in every highlight reel that's ever made moving forward. Yeah, it looked like a fun race. Continues the trend of this car works really well on mile-and-a-half tracks, which is awesome. Excited for Charlotte, and if it's going to be like this on mile-and-a-halves, give me back Chicagoland, give me back Kentucky, give them back. If it's going to be this good, then I think we need to go back to bread and butter.
I would be so intrigued to see this new car on Kentucky's surface.
I've heard
Yes.
a couple people have told me that the car is great on iRacing at Chicagoland.
Bring
that
it
makes sense.
back.
Well, the thing is there was never an issue with Chicagoland. That track went out as a good track.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'd rather have it go out as a good track than go out as a track that we all hated.
Because that's kind of how Kentucky was.
The track
Kentucky's last race was okay, but
Chicagoland
had a good
lost the
finish.
schedule partly because of COVID, but the year before their last race, it was the Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson slide job last lap.
No,
Oh,
the
yeah.
last one, the second. Did you say second to last or last?
Yeah, second to last one.
Okay.
And then I don't know if you guys have followed, like, I'll just do a side tangent real quick, but like the Chicago street course, all that drama, but like there's so much involved, and everyone's like, you know what, if they don't like this being in the heart of Chicago, maybe we just move it back to Chicagoland. There's closing down schools, closing down like certain buildings. Like it's a mess. Like it's just a mess. But I won't go into
saying that for this year, or are they saying it for next year?
This year, there's roads that have to be closed for this as they're setting up. They're expecting like business
summer?
closures, stuff like that. Like, I don't know.
What's the issue with schools and stuff in the summer?
I don't know. They said, or like businesses, schools, or something being closed. I get
businesses. It's so hard to put in a street course.
Yeah.
And especially when you decide that your first street course is going to be in the heart of a city. I think if they wanted to do this, doing it at somewhere like Belle Isle would have been a much better idea.
See, the issue is all the very famous street courses we have right now. If you think Monaco, Long Beach, St. Petersburg, these are established street courses where people that end up, let's just say, they've only been living there 2 years. Well, they know going into it that there is going to be a major event that's going to close down major roadways. But they know that going into it. Chicago, this is brand spanking new for Chicago. So it's like it's established with racing there. So that's a major hiccup.
I hope it works out because, it's a very, I think it was a very overzealous move.
Yeah.
But I am excited to see what they come up with. Yeah, I just hope it's not a thing like Bristol Dirt where they don't learn from it the first time and they just kind of keep it there for a couple of years.
They just keep adding to the schedule.
Exactly, but I mean, I don't know what their contract is with it, so
I think it was a 3-year deal. Is what I heard. It was a 3-year deal. So I do want to look at some of the comments real quick before I look at our points. Then we go into looking at some of those throwback schemes. I thought this was funny, so I'll just pull this up. Steve said Noah has been cast in the Three Stooges movie, just an acting double to take the punches.
That's solid. That's a solid one right there.
I saw so many memes of that over the past week, and I'm like, I love that. Let's see what else. Alexander really doesn't seem to be a fan of the Chicago street race. Just canceled the race already. And then Alex, oh my gosh. Here we are. Our friends from the Gay Racing Podcast. We love them. Alex thinks it's definitely noteworthy that it sounds like Fontana is less certain than Chicagoland right now, happily selling land in California, but holding off in Chicago. It's very interesting. Very interesting. All right.
That's a good point.
Let me bring up our points real quick just so you can see. So if you follow the ATYL point standings at all, Dom is starting to run away with it. My pick, Christopher Bell, ended up wrecking out of the race last week. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure he would have had like a top 5 finish. So I'm just saying I'm a little salty, not that bad. But the points were shaken up a little bit. Adam's catching up to everybody. So it's still kind of anyone's game. But Dom is clearly winning. So
it's early.
It's early.
I just look at my empty.
You have no wins.
I have no wins.
You're points racing, man. You can still do it.
If I'm points racing, I'm doing a really bad job at points racing.
We're making it work. We're making it work. All right. We're gonna look at Truck and Xfinity, our favorite schemes from that. I do want to note before this because I like to give credit where credit's due. Obviously, wow. PowerPoint sucks, but here we go. So all images of the 2023, this sucks, you guys, I'm sorry. All images from the 2023 schemes, my God, are from TobyChristie.com or the driver profile pages. I swear I scaled down the text, but whatever.
You know what? You tried. And that's
Thanks,
all you
Dom.
can say.
I did my best. Let's see. Adam's not here, but I'm gonna share his schemes for him. So these were his. These were his favorites. I will say I share a few schemes with him as well. Yeah, but these were some of the ones that he thought he liked the best. Which was the 92. Was that one just added like yesterday?
Day before.
Day before. Okay. Yeah, the Josh Williams scheme. That's awesome. I love that.
I love DGM. They always go hard on the throwbacks too. They're kind of underrated, but they always go hard. Even like the number font being changed, like it's pretty big drip.
And I'll say Tricon Garage also did really well.
Oh, Tricon killed it.
They killed it. Nailed it.
Yeah.
So there's that. All right. I think Ben, are you up next? Hold on. Let me see.
I don't know. You made the.
Oh my God. I hate that. It never translates over. It never translates over.
It's perfect.
Now, chat. If we're teaching you anything tonight, it's to BN.
It's to BN.
BN.
It's such a fitting.
I hate PowerPoint.
Okay, so I see it. So I see it here from Alexander. So BN means be nostalgic.
Yeah. Exactly.
We're rolling with it.
So Ben, what you got?
So kicking off with trucks. Like I said with Adams, like Tricon killed it this year, doing the throwbacks to Red Horse Racing, because that's my childhood. Like Red Horse Racing was the thing. John King's win at Daytona, Timothy Peters kicking it, Herman Quiroga, which is the one that I picked specifically, in the Net Zero truck. Like this is going to be a random thing, and I think the folder is still at home, so I have a green file cabinet folder full of like hand-drawn race cars, and I definitely drew Herman Quiroga's 10 Net Zero wireless truck at some point. But Dean Thompson throwing it back. Dean's a good kid. Had a great race last weekend at Kansas and Arca. Gave a great interview. Funny kid. Super great throwback. I'm really excited to see this on track. Jumping up to Xfinity, I'll go Sammy Smith first. This is a really cool car because it's technically not even based on a car. Blackbeard is the designer for this. I don't know who did Tricons, but Blackbeard did the 18 car. Essentially, this is a throwback. So in like the 70s and 80s, Pilot Flying J had a fleet of Peterbilt, like 18-wheelers that would work for them, like fleet vehicles or fleet trucks. And that's what this is based off of. And I think Blackbeard once again killed it. He always does. Like any work that I see him do, I'm so excited to see what he can come up with. Shout out to Blackbeard, great car. Excited for Sammy Smith to run this. I can't wait for the diecast because I will pre-order that thing so fast. Last and not least, it's probably the hottest thing I've seen in my life. Like it is so hot. I saw it and I screamed at work when I saw it. Quicksilver is back in the best way possible. Shout out to Pistana, knocked it out of the park in the best way possible, which Alpha Prime always does with their stuff. I don't know if anyone else picked their throwbacks for their favorites in Xfinity, but Pistana killed it. This is another one that I'll be 1,000% pre-ordering, and I'm just so excited for this car. It's also it's a chrome base. Like they've actually tweeted out the photo. It's like a metallic chrome-esque base. So Ryan, you killed it. These are drip, fat drip.
The designers killed it. They did so good.
Yeah,
killed it.
That's me.
Credit to the sponsors for playing along too and going with the fonts.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm. Key Parts or Corvette Parts always has great throwbacks too, or great brand identity. I think a lot of times I go to the Joy Halloween cars that he ran at Go Fast. So
Keen Parts is a great organization across racing in general.
Mm-hmm.
They really do a lot.
Oh yeah. All right. So the next slide did the same thing. So
do more.
I swear.
Do more.
I swear.
All right, fine. I'll do them. So these are mine. I am 100% on board with what Ben said. the Red Horse trucks take me right back to my childhood. I couldn't watch the trucks on TV until my family switched to DirecTV in 2012. So
Oh my god.
I used to watch Race View on NASCAR.com. That this was my struggle is real story for you. Before 2012, I was just watching Austin Dillon's onboard in 2011 races, just so I could watch the truck races. But no, this takes me back, and they got it spot on. They got it spot on, and the team changed their logo to add the horse into their logo. I mean, it's so perfect. And yeah, it's just an amazing truck. Brings back all the memories. The only thing I'd say is, man, I wish they could have put this on the 17, but that's fine. No worries at all. At least they went with the correct font for the 17 truck as well. So that really brought me back. And then really classy by RCR to do both of Harvick's Busch Series championships. Yes, I said Busch Series.
Oh.
But no, very cool. Little tiny details I like. I love the red underlining under the wheel and logo. That is the AC Delco logo. Not a lot of people caught that. That is the AC Delco logo. Has the red underlining. And then the 21 car was the Coast Guard car. And I mean, they're spot on. They're absolutely spot on. Wish you could get the sponsors. I totally understand it. Just that's not how the world works. But man, this is a really, really, really good compromise. So these are my favorites.
Yeah, I will say I'll share mine first, and then we'll go to Rob. But I agreed with a lot. I tried to pick some things different. But as you can tell, there are some similarities. So I gotta go with the well, first off, Matt Mills, not a technical throwback, like to a actual, like, you know, Herbie. We love the movie. The Lindsay Lohan version was my favorite. Just gotta say it. But the design looks. I'm sorry, okay. I grew up on that movie, but but I love the scheme. It looks so good. And then Christian Eckes, the throwback to Herschel McGriff. It's such a beautiful scheme, and that's one that Adam chose as well. And then I'm on board with Sheldon Creed's throwback to Busch. So,
and if I may, real quick, I want to go back to the Pilot Flying J car for Ben.
Oh yeah,
shout out JGR for being willing to work with the 18.
Yeah.
Change the direction it was facing so that it would have a paint scheme. That was it. I wanted to make sure I got that.
I love forward slanting numbers.
That was the first thing that caught my eye when I saw this drop. I was like, oh shoot, they've like moved the font for, like they changed a lot of it. So Blackbeard killed it. So
before I go to Rob to share his picks, I do believe a happy birthday is in order.
Yes.
We had two birthday boys this week. Ben's was yesterday and Rob's is today. Happy
birthday, children.
Thanks. I love Brayton's comment.
Yeah, Brayton. We love Brayton in the chat.
Brayton.
I gotta see that.
I really hope it wasn't 24 years ago, because Ben and I would have been 2 years old.
Yeah.
But it is very funny. We all of us, when we talked about it, we all had a very loud reaction to Ben and I being a day apart.
Because then Adam and Dom are a day apart as well in October.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Adam's a couple years older than but like
actual year.
Ben and I are like, literally, we were born 24 hours from each other.
That's crazy. My God. Yeah. We love that.
It's
also,
fun.
Thanks for being in the chat, Brayton. Rob, your favorite schemes?
Yeah. So for trucks, obviously Tricon.
Yeah.
Hit it out of the park. Hit my childhood too. But one that you guys didn't bring up that I really liked is I liked that Carson Hocevar did a throwback in a truck, did a throwback to the truck. I thought that was a really clever idea. Really, they've got UPS on the hood.
That just missed out for me. So
it looks really good. And then for Xfinity, it might be partially biased because it's Emerling Gase. But I do love that Herbie car.
Yeah, as
somebody that loves Volkswagen Beetles, I love that they even did like the fender shadow, or like the fender bevel.
Yeah,
yeah. It looks really good, and the fact that Matt Mills did his logo to look like the old style Herbie logo.
I wanted to share Nice Motorsports.
Yeah, Nice honestly really did a really good job with theirs too.
The Adam Petty truck is pretty cool too.
It looks great. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So
shout out to Byron too for running the Ricky Hendrick throwback.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, I'm so excited about that. I feel like last year we had some good schemes. I feel like this year, like 80 to like 90% of the schemes like hit it out of the park.
Yeah, there are many duds, honestly.
Yeah. No, there's a lot of good ones.
I was very excited about that. But now it is time to rank the Cup Series schemes. We'll do some back and forth. I have if you know me, you know I prepared slides comparing back and forth the schemes. It's just who I am. That's what I do.
I'm really hoping you fixed the tier list. So
I fixed the tier list.
I just want to say something really quick.
Go for it.
My first stream was just with Taylor, and we did a tier list for the Darlington paint schemes. So happy 1 year anniversary of me being on above the yellow line, Taylor.
God, I totally didn't know that. I knew that. I totally forgot. Oh my gosh, you're so correct. Oh my God. Well, happy 1 year of being on ATYL. Now you've got 2 rankings.
It's a big day for me.
It's your birthday and it's your ATYL anniversary.
And BU softball won today. So
there you go. But it's been a good day. It's been a good day. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm so excited now. Okay. So hopefully we can get through this. If you all see on the screen, there's a little C category with an asterisk next to it, or like in quotes.
Bush Series, baby.
If you know, you know. Those are for the cars that we deem Bush Series worthy. So again, you have to watch back to what stream was this, Dom, that we did?
Oh my God. We did a tier list, I think, of all-time favorite paint schemes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was the best paint schemes of all time.
Yeah. Oh my God.
We put all the Bush Series cars in C.
And here we are so many streams later, and we're still doing it. Let's go.
Bring back the Bush Series, please.
Bring it back. All right. Okay. Yeah. Something I also wanted to mention too that I should have before we get to this is I am disappointed that nobody threw it back to Tony the Tiger, Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. No one did that.
I don't know what they're waiting for, but
they need to do.
I like to think they're waiting for the right time. I will
also say, I am not going to be very pleased with the SHR cars because none of them threw back to Harvick.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
It
was like everybody. It was like people are only paying homage to Harvick's RCR days.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, I was kind of bummed when they started to release those schemes. I was really hoping that they would, do something a little different.
Yeah.
But that's all right. So this is our first throwback scheme. We're going to do the cars in order of the throwbacks. Now, I will say Kyle Busch's paint scheme technically is not a throwback, so we didn't add that one in. I know that was kind of like cheeky. We didn't add that in. So there's some I might have missed if they came out today. So I apologize. But
the only one you missed was Brennan Pools.
Yeah. Well, actually,
he looks pretty good, honestly.
15.
I took a screen grab of it today on my phone, but I forgot to add it in. So I'll add it in the tier list after the stream, and I'll post the link on my Twitter page for you all to fill your own bracket out. But let's start with Chastain's Dale Jarrett 2001 number 88 throwback. I mean, looks good.
Yes.
Love this car. And they got UPS on the hood.
Exactly.
That's an A for me because they got the sponsor on board and they were allowed to go back to the original logo.
Exactly. That
absolutely.
Do we dare say S tier? Do we dare or no?
Let's start at A.
Okay.
This is A tier for me for 2 reasons. Number one, it might just be the render, but I don't like how glossy it looks. And I'll get to that later on as we move down the list. Number 2, why is the Goodyear blue above the fender?
They might need to have the Worldwide Tech color somewhere. and that's where they chose to put it.
I mean, fair, but not a fan. So A tier for me.
The only reason I'll have it at A tier is I think we should be saving the S tier for schemes where it's the number.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Actually, yeah.
That's a good point.
Don't get me wrong. The fact that they even like changed the font on the one is fantastic, but I think we should be saving S tier for
Still an amazing car.
Like the above and beyond.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I like the stroke, the white stroke on the one also like just doesn't do it for me. I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah, there's definitely liberties I had to take with it being
which
a
is
new
fine.
car and different number.
But I mean, overall, it looks great. I see a lot of people agreeing in the comments.
Looks really good.
I got to put Alex's comment up here just to echo what we were saying about the Frosted Flakes, Kellogg's. Maybe HMS is rating for 2026.
Alex will be dead by then.
Oh man!
Bro! Morbid. But like, let's hope at least they get to that so at some point in the next few years. If they don't do the scheme, that's their loss. Okay, next. I think we're at Harvick now because Cindric didn't do a throwback, and gosh, I don't know who else. But this was supposed to be a throwback. Bear with me here. I have an opinion about this. To Harvick's planned Cup Series debut scheme from when he was called to run in the Cup Series originally. So the original is on the left of what it was supposed to be, and then on the right is his throwback this time. So
I don't get it.
Fat L.
Thank the Lord the 29 is running North Wilkesboro.
Yeah, this is an L.
you.
This is a fat
yeah,
L.
this is a major loss.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but this is
Also, the biggest thing I have here is where did Sunny D come from?
yeah, it's
That's fair.
Yeah, I hate that it's got to be an F, but
Because it's Harvick's last.
So the thing is,
it's just weird.
the problem is like for some of these, obviously with newer NASCAR fans, like you want to have the side by side so you can compare, and even for us, like you want to be able to see, wow, they really did. They were really, really close, but
This is not.
You needed the throwback to see.
You
what
needed the reference photo.
Because when I first saw it, I was like, "What is that?" And then I saw the AOL car, and I was like, "Wow, still no."
It's an okay scheme for a Sunny D car. I don't even know if I like it for a Sunny D car, but they're using the old Sunny D logo, so I'm thinking, what car was sponsored by Sunny D? Back in the day.
And it's not close. But the only thing that's close is where the colors were on the original scheme are where they are, like the design layout is the same. But that is it. Major out.
This is the equivalent of your favorite TV show having written an episode but it getting lost to time, and then like 10 years later the cast that's put on 40 pounds and gone through whatever AA or whatever horrible thing comes back together and says, we're gonna do it, we're gonna make the lost episode, and it sucks.
Basically what you just described was the Wet Hot American Summer series reboots.
That's exactly what it was.
That's
also
that is what you just described.
Yeah, it's that.
I just can't stand the orange on yellow.
It looks bad.
Yeah, it's too much. This is a really tiny thing, but it's something that kind of irks me. So notice on the 30 how on the doors the 30 is white and on the top the 30 is blue.
Yeah.
Why didn't they make the 4 white and just make it green on the top?
Yeah, I just not a fan of it. I will say
could have made it chrome.
Why is everything chrome?
For the designers though, they have to work with what the sponsor's willing to do.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. But yeah, I think we're okay with putting that at an F.
Swap the yellow with the green, and then I think it's better.
Please,
yeah.
Aaron, thank you.
We love you, Harvick. It's not your fault.
It's not your fault. All right. Here's this one. Okay, I will say I'm a fan of this one. This was a throwback to Tony Stewart, 2009, his number 80 Xfinity Series Daytona race-winning scheme. This was the last win for Hendrick Motorsports in the Xfinity Series.
So here's my thing. I think this is a cool car. However, I've also seen Mark Martin run this paint scheme, and I've also seen Casey Kane run this paint scheme. So And those were both in the 5 car.
Yep.
So you could
yeah.
have thrown back to those ones too. So that's my only pet peeve with it. However, Tony Stewart, NASCAR Hall of Famer, really good looking car. And I mean, just it is a really rockin' paint scheme by itself. And that was one of, I believe it was 4 in a row for Tony at Daytona.
Yeah.
4 in a row. So
I don't like how the 5 on the door has the blue outline.
Yeah, make that black.
yeah,
I think it's
Yeah,
just to keep
make
on
a-
brand with how the 5, like, because it usually has the red outline. I think
That was a nice
Maybe.
one,
coming
yeah.
out.
I
They left that layer on in Photoshop.
this isn't really doing it for me, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I don't really like it. Like Dom said, it feels, you know, it doesn't.
been
And maybe
done.
it's because I'm in denial that I'm getting old, but it just doesn't feel like a throwback to me.
It's
That's
more
fair.
like a reserved paint scheme. It's like whenever someone didn't have a sponsor and needed HendrickCars.com, that was the paint
Yeah.
scheme that was
When
on.
was the last time
Yeah.
that scheme was ran?
2012.
2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've lots of mixed reactions in the comments. We have B, we have an A, we have some
It's a C for
Cs.
me. It's a C.
Yeah, I would have put
I
it in
would
C,
put
but
I
I'll be
would put
okay
in
with
the
it being
standard
B.
C. That's
Standard C.
I
Oh
wouldn't
yeah,
put that in
no,
the
we're not
standard
putting
C.
it in the
No,
other
it's
C.
not. It's not.
That is
Yeah,
not
yeah,
Busch
standard
Series
C.
material.
No, it's not.
Mid.
Yeah.
Mid.
You go. Yeah, so like I like, for me it's the colors and the design, but taking into consideration that it's like it's been in recent history, maybe not as much. All right.
Oh man.
Move on.
Oh man. I'm gonna get on a soapbox about this
Woo-hoo!
one.
Do you want
I
to
know
go?
I know my dad is watching. And so
Hi, Mr. Branning.
Hi.
this car needs to be an A tier, and I would argue maybe even S tier, because the number doesn't matter. This car is
a great
throwing
car.
It's
this
so
is throwing
good.
back. They didn't say this when they released it, but this is throwing back to John Force's funny car from
Yeah.
the 90s, and it
Oh
looks
yeah.
hot. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he drove a Mustang back then. And
Yeah.
this car is hot. John Force is the GOAT. He's like 74 years old and still driving a race car. The man is just
Amazing.
a
This one-
maniac. This is
This is-
I'll be
good.
okay. I'll be okay with this in A tier, but it
Yeah.
should be S tier.
This needs to go to A in the debate for S. I 100% agree with you, because like this is one of those instances where it's a sponsor throwback,
Yeah.
and that's awesome. Because I even think too about some sports cars that had
Yeah.
Castrol as their sponsor and look just like that. And
It's a little bit like Casey Atwood too.
right, and the
Yes.
red throwback, not throwback, the red chrome on the number, it just pops. Looks so good. That's
RFK does
great-
really well with when to put chrome on their cars.
We do.
They're killing it. That's a great looking car.
Yeah,
It's
looks great.
definitely an A. I will say at the end, we always like to go over our rankings and move things around just so we can finalize things. So we will go over this one more time just as a collective. We won't go through every single scheme.
That's
but
just spot on, Rob.
Yeah, he knows.
we love this.
He knows
Hi,
what's up.
Mrs. Branning.
He knows what's
Hi.
up.
Yeah, everyone seems to be in agreement. This is an A. It is an absolutely
car.
beautiful
Great.
car.
Great
Gorgeous.
You raised a wonderful son, so
Here we
Oh,
go.
Ben.
Ben.
Ah,
All right, here we go.
ah.
Let's explain. I'll explain this a little bit. So, Corey LaJoie's throwback to his grandfather, John LaJoie, who was in the New England Auto Racing Hall of Fame. This was a 1972 scheme. And again, we have the triple numbers that he did last year as well. Just different numbers, I know, but same type of thing. I will say this is gorgeous, and I love it. That's my opinion.
I have something to say about this scheme.
Say it.
It's not always about the money, Spider-Man. It's about the mods, baby. Love the mods.
It's
No,
so
it's the
beautiful.
mods. Yeah,
That's
this
a
looks
great
really
looking car.
this looks really great. There's something about those old style fonts that just look classy.
Beautiful.
mhm.
They changed the
again-
font.
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure this is something very it's a little detail that I love, but he has his crew listed on the side,
Right.
just like
Oh my
on
God,
the
yeah.
original. I'm trying to figure out where that photo's taken. I feel like it might be Stafford. It
says the
barn-
scheme was Danbury Race Arena.
Okay, so it was in Danbury, Connecticut.
It might have, yeah, Danbury, Connecticut.
The barn to the right was making me think of Stafford, but nothing really else about it screamed Stafford to me. But yeah, this is a hot scheme. This is one of those schemes where the primary logo didn't change and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, this is really, I think, again, this is an A and could be in the discussion for S.
Yeah, that's great.
That's a great car.
Ben, do you agree?
Right. It's all right for me. Like, it's like a B. I think it's fine. I think I will say it's like cool that he did put his it's cool that he put his crew names on the car and like all of that stuff. But like, you're not gonna be able to see that on like TV or at track. So like, it's fine. It's a B for me. I wish Nations Guard, because normally they're pretty cool. I wish they would have gotten in more of it and changed up some of their stuff to kind of help with it. Like, it's fine.
That's fair.
It's what I expect from Corey. So
I'll put this at an A for now. We can reevaluate it, but it's a nice in between from what we're all kind of thinking. In the comments, I'm seeing S. So we'll definitely have another discussion about it for sure. All right, moving on. Next up, we all know this. Chase Elliott throwing it back to his dad. Early 2000s scheme. I think it was 2001 to like 2003 in particular is just the scheme. I mean, it looks. They changed the font. That's another thing for me too. Like that's good. Automatic dub. It's simple but good. Yeah.
But
I like when Casey Kane did it better.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Dumont Jets one or whatever.
Yeah, with the two that he did, the one he did for the All-Star race, and then the other he did for Darlington.
I remember the All-Stars. I don't remember the Darlington one off the top of my head.
He threw back to 2006.
The 06 car.
Facts, Alex. Facts.
Yeah, I
need to look up the Casey car.
I get it. I like it, but I don't know. It feels boring to me.
Yeah, they literally just changed the number and painted the car red.
Exactly.
But these I feel like
what everyone's begging for is a course throwback.
Yes.
But I don't think we'll ever get that.
Nope. No. No, we will not.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's nostalgic, but I just have to put it at a regular C, or maybe even a D, because it's plain.
What makes this one spectacular, and we pointed it out, but
it Mother's is just Day. Because it says Mother's Day on it.
That's true. It's that, and they did only just kind of change the font. That's right. Oh, there is Oh, go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
This car kind of looks weird. This is the only throwback that I've seen so far where the number placement kind of gets me. This scheme doesn't feel a plain scheme isn't friendly with this number placement.
Yeah, it doesn't thrive.
Because you need the sponsor to carry the design.
And Lumar not
like if Lumar changed some of their stuff, if like for instance, I can't tell what's on the right in front of the tire there, but like if Napa got into it and made their logo like the UAW logo in front of the left rear on Bill's car, like I think that would help it some.
Yeah.
Too. Like kind of getting more sponsorship initiative in on it. So
let me try to see what's in front of the tire. I'm trying to blow up
the
image.
Lumar
Coca-Cola and something.
It's not.
It looks like a stack of sponsors.
Yeah. It's not, and this isn't really Lumar's fault. It's just that sponsor isn't really. There's not much you could do to accommodate this scheme.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll put it in normal C. And then we'll move on. But yeah, it looks like Coca-Cola, normal C. Coca-Cola, Hooters, and then there's another sponsor on the bottom I couldn't tell with. But next up, want to know your thoughts on this one. So Eric Almirola, obviously, Dale Jr.'s 2001 Daytona summer win. Iconic. That's all I'm gonna say right now. Iconic. What do you guys think?
Iconic. Josh Berry did it how many
But that's the
2
thing.
years ago?
Yeah.
And I hate to, because this feels just kind of like jerkish for me to say, but like, why is Eric doing it?
But that's the thing too
This
that
makes-
felt off.
This makes it like it's kind of out of left field. Honestly, when I saw that he was doing an unveil at the Kannapolis Intimidators or in Kannapolis Cannonballers game, I was like, oh my gosh, he's doing a Kerry Earnhardt Kannapolis Intimidators throwback, which would have been sick. I still would have been like, why is Eric Almirola doing this? But it would have been cool. But the scheme looks good. Don't get me wrong, the scheme looks really good, but it feels out of left field.
Yeah, here I'm gonna throw up the Josh Berry one because I think the Josh Berry one did this way better. Hold on, sorry.
It
Let me
looks a lot better.
Probably because Junior Motorsports made it.
Yeah.
So and it was the actual
number.
Yeah, but you can't use the actual font.
Nope. Heaven forbid.
I think this is a fine car. Like I never like. I don't have the love that the rest of society has for this scheme personally. I think Josh's definitely did it better than Eric's.
100%.
I think this is kind of like a C for me, honestly.
This is another one where the number placement doesn't really help it.
Yeah.
My argument would be clearly Smithfield was okay with having red and white on their car. Why not do the 2014 Harvick Championship car? The Budweiser Championship car. Do that
fair. I don't get why nobody threw back to Harvick from SHR.
Yeah.
It sucks.
My guess is they're probably going to do something at Phoenix. Like they're all going to run a scheme.
Or they're going to do it.
Phoenix.
Or they're going to do it at the next Darlington.
Fair. Oh yeah.
Throwback.
Because that's why I'm thinking Harvick didn't do the throwback. Didn't do a great throwback for this one because he'll probably run his own throwback at the next Darlington, and then I'm sure he'll run something at Phoenix.
Yeah. There's a lot of drivers I was surprised didn't do throwbacks this time around, but probably.
It's weird with two Darlingtons this year.
Yeah.
Or in the last couple of years. That.
Do we give this one a B? Normal.
I'd say good scheme, wrong car. So I'm going to say
D.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I honestly agree with Dom. I put a D.
Really?
Yeah, it's
I'm
kind of a drowned on this one. Not gonna lie.
Well, okay. So I mean, I'm seeing some B's in the comments. I personally think it's an okay for a C, but I'll put it at a D for right now. That's all right, guys. We'll revisit.
Democracy prevails. Next.
Yeah, democracy.
Next.
Reason will prevail.
The voting's not rigged.
Oh yes.
Oh
this
man,
one.
Great car.
I have. You can't. It's not in the shot, but I have a 164 of that Dave Blaney car.
Yo.
And
we have all said this in the group chat. This is a perfect Menards primary.
Yes.
Look at the thing that gets me with this is look at the shadow.
Yes.
The shadow on the 12 looks so good.
I love a good thick girl and I love a good thick shadow. I'm not gonna lie about it. Taylor, I'm in trouble for that. I know, and I accept it. This is drip. This is drip for one reason only, and it's the Z, the checker, like the lightning bolt pattern Z, and the thin stripes. This is drip. This is huge drip, and I'm all for it.
And I love me some Dave Blaney. I am hoping that one of these times Ryan throws back to the Caterpillar car that he used to run. But for now, this is fantastic. I think it's great that he's going back to like what Dave was really known for,
right?
Or still is really known for.
Yeah.
Like he didn't win a cup race. He won one Busch race, but he was a monster on dirt.
Busch Series legend.
That's a legendary race, honestly.
It was, yes. That's a great car. A for sure.
A. Absolutely.
Big
we'll
drip.
Talk about it later.
Great looking car.
Yeah, it's A.
We'll have to also, when we go to rediscuss, sure, I'll say that. This ranking will also kind of re-rank the categories a little bit because it's up there.
The list is fluid. The list is fluid.
It's a fluid list.
If anybody wants first take, you get that reference.
We're on the 14. All right.
This is cool.
This is pretty cool. This is Chase Briscoe's throwback to Tony Stewart's 2000. It's the Turkey Night Grand Prix win that he had in the midget cars.
Now, the reason why I like this car, and the highest, I'll give this a B, but I like this in the exception of not doing a Harvick throwback, is that Chase Briscoe idolized Tony Stewart.
Yeah.
So
it makes sense.
Anytime Chase does
not only to be in Tony's car, but now throwing it back to one of his schemes, that has got to be a dream come true for him. So I'll give it. It's a great looking car. I'll give it a B.
It's cute.
Yeah,
my only thing with it is I don't like that the number isn't red.
Yeah.
That's my only thing, and I like this. This is a scheme that doesn't hit me in general.
She cute,
but like for what it is, it looks good.
Yeah, I'd say a solid B on the list. The first B on the list that we have.
It's nice too that like it works out really well that it's a Mustang, and on the USAC car it's a Ford car, like their logos are Ford on it, so it works out really well. It's a cute car.
Yeah, it looks good.
He called it cute.
It's cute.
It's cute.
It's cute.
It's a cute little scheme. Cute little thing.
Seeing most agree in the comments. That's good. That's pretty good. All right. Next up, let's see.
I have opinions on this one.
Didn't RFK do something like this last year? Maybe or something. I don't know.
They did. They did it a lot better.
Yeah.
They did the championship car.
First off, this render sucks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, whoever did this. I really
first.
am. This render sucks. Dear God and Heavenly Father above, like move the D-wall, like figure it out. Like you've got so much blank space. Oh, the number.
The D-wall could be enlarged so much.
Yeah,
even the 20 could be bigger.
Yeah, the 20s, and again, this is a render. The car on track might look great. It could be killer. This is bad. Like the 20 schemes have been kind of hit or miss this year, but mostly miss. This is bad. This is a C for me.
I'm kind of cool with whatever you guys rank this. I'm actually going to look on their social and see if they posted an actual picture of the car, like getting loaded up or anything. Just to what the number is.
That would be helpful because this is not good.
This is a good idea, just very poor execution.
Yeah, Dom, let me know if you find anything on their socials. But for now, what is this an F?
No, I wouldn't put it. I wouldn't put it at an F because it's. Yeah, I'd put it at D because it's. I like the execution, but it's just, or I like the idea. It's just.
Yeah.
I think the actual car will look
better. I've got a video of them putting the wrap on. I'm hoping they adjust the camera because I can't really see the 20. So I'll let you know.
Okay.
If they do.
Sweet.
Shout out to Matt Kenseth for logging back on Twitter for the first time in months this week and not realizing he lost his blue jack mark.
We love that because he was added to the 75 list.
He came back to Twitter just to say Jimmy should have gotten on this list, not me.
Yeah.
I know. It was so funny.
They don't give a good shot of it, but it looks like it's only a hair bigger than it appears on the render.
Yeah, I mean, the Toyotas have this, and this is in general, they have that weird side skirt wrap thing, that sometimes there's the red line on it, sometimes there's not.
Yeah, to try and match the TRD, the street car.
Yeah. I will say the nose looks pretty decent with the silver. I'm looking at the video, looks obviously, but that kind of helps it a little, but this still is a miss in my opinion. Yeah, this is kind of a trial.
From straight on, not knowing it's a throwback, it's a decent looking DeWalt car, but it's inside. It's just really hope they enlarge that 20, but I don't think they did.
Yeah.
All right, so we will move on. Let's move on to the next one. All right. Ooh. We did an X-Side scheme last year too, for Harrison Burton, but obviously throwing up.
Man.
Oh, we lost her.
It's okay. So, I don't know how you guys feel, but this car is awesome.
I like it.
It's good.
This is another one for me that the number placement isn't friendly. But they do it. They accommodate it well.
And because of how the Wood Brothers 21 font is, they have to have that thick outline with the pink, which if they were able to work a little bit more with it, I wouldn't be as thick with it. But other than that, man, it is a really good because
I
the
kind of
head
wish
side car was amazing. So.
I kind of wish they would have put a version of the
Taylor Kitchen has joined us.
My Wi-Fi is not
the Fin
wanting to
21
work.
from the 2000s. Is that what you were getting at, Rob? The Fin 21.
No, I was gonna say I kind of wish they would have put in the E of DEX. I kind of wish they would have done a version of the yeah. I was trying to figure out what that was.
That's fair. What are we
It's
thinking?
a good looking car.
It's a B or an A. I think B or an A, but I definitely lean more towards A.
I'm okay with either or.
Me too.
We've got A filled up pretty good, so I'm okay with it being a B.
Yeah, B's a solid.
I would agree.
It's a good one for sure. The Dex cars are always hot.
Can you tell that making Busch Series is very exclusive?
It's very exclusive. It's an exclusive club.
I'm with James. Sorry, I just saw James's comment. I'm with him.
What did James say? Oh, I got
Little
James
Debbie's throwback.
Up.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. They should have, but they did not.
Both Kimbert's face.
Here's my opinion on this one, and it's number one. It's already been run, so that's one red flag. That's one.
Yeah.
But you have to. Is this the first time a Penske car's done it? Because Ryan Reed did it first.
I think it's the first Penske one.
No, and this makes sense because this is a Mark Donahue throwback, and he got Penske's first NASCAR win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Matador.
That makes sense.
The thing for me with this is, it kind of falls in line with the Almirola one for me. They did it right the first time.
Yeah.
Fair.
The Pennzoil not going with a monochrome logo too. Bothers me because not even the red's the same.
And Shell technically, I mean, it's minuscule, but Shell does have an old logo.
Yeah,
it's just a more defined Shell.
Yeah, they didn't go to they didn't go to that one.
So it's like if we're really going to be that picky, it's like you have a modern Shell logo next to a throwback Pennzoil logo.
Yeah.
This is like a C or D for me.
Yeah,
I would put it.
Putting this at a C or a D. I get the story behind it, but unfortunately, it was all.
I put it at a D, honestly.
It's a D. I'm looking at they've got a kind of a better render of like all the schemes that Penske's running this week on social. The hood kind of looks like you see the actual hood. It kind of looks goofy. Some of the stuff like the deck lid looks goofy. Like this is a D.
All right.
Can I talk about this car, please?
Go for it. Go for it.
I've been watching. I mean, I think I've got the right attire to do this. So I've been watching the 1998 season, and back in those days, this was when they ran the same paint scheme every single week, and All-Star Week was your chance to run something different. I have never watched a race where in the pre-race they spend a whole segment talking about a car and its paint job, saying that, oh, we went downstairs, we went into the garage to go look at it, and it's turning everyone's head because the lure of this paint scheme, which anyone that lives in North Carolina or near the NASCAR Hall of Fame needs to go visit the NASCAR Hall of Fame because it's there. It's on Glory Road right now as we speak. Every angle you look at this car, the color changes. It's called Chrome Illusion. It's a gold base because it was celebrating NASCAR's 50th anniversary. That's what's on the hood of the car. It was run in 1998, and it turned heads everywhere. It was the talk of the race. And the even crazier story is Gordon dominated the Winston in this car. Absolutely dominated it. And we talk about how hard it is to drive Charlotte, how hard guys are working. Ray Evernham had this car tuned up. Gordon on the onboard, and I'm not making this up, go watch the race. On the onboard, Gordon is in the turn with a perfectly straight wheel, not putting any work into it because that's how fine-tuned this car was. On the last lap, he ran out of gas and lost the race.
Bro.
And they were saying it's a battle for second, because Gordon's got it won. So the story behind this car is amazing. I absolutely love the render. Looks awesome. This is S for me. I'm sorry.
I agree. I would put it at S. My only gripe with it is that the Exalta logo doesn't look right with it.
No, not at all.
But I'm sure Exalta has their reasons for not adhering more to, what the DuPont logo looked like. A note that I love is that on Gordon's car from 2000, there's a 50th anniversary logo, and on Byron's there's a 75th anniversary logo.
I
took a page out of the history book there for you, Taylor. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was gonna say I'm gonna be like the negative person here. I hate the schemes.
I'm with you,
sorry.
Taylor.
Thank you, Ben. I just think it's disgusting.
It's like honestly, like when I first saw the car growing up, I thought it was ugly too. But like the story behind it and the lore that it
that's what gets me. That's what gets me with it is I don't like the scheme as itself, but it is the story, and it is, and the reason it's being run this year
is great.
Cool. I think just is why it deserves to be at least A tier.
And like what we've talked about before, aside from DuPont no longer being the spot, like Exalta branching away, everything else is dead on. Everything else is dead on.
I'm okay with giving it an A, just historical sake.
I'm okay.
Like this might be one though that you have to see in person, and you'll love it more in person than you do in a picture. But I'm fine with an A. Ben?
I'll go with a B and A.
I mean, I'm outvoted in that book. Then I would put it at a B or a C. The only thing I like that there's a vintage City Chevrolet. I'm having a stroke, guys. City Chevrolet logo on it that throws back Days of Thunder. I think that's cool. The 75th anniversary on the hood's cool. Throwing back to that. There's this big goofy gap below the driver's window, which I think they could have done anything else with. God's Green Earth. It just doesn't do it for me. And I'm trying to find maybe if there's a better photo on their Twitter that gives a better look of it. It doesn't do it for me, Chief.
I mean, I'm wanting to move it to a B, but we'll keep it an A to kind of split the difference.
Okay, actually,
no, my battery died as I was handing.
Okay, I take this.
Okay,
one more thing I just noticed. So they did take a really cool photo on their social. They have, so it's the City Chevrolet logo, but then it's the old Hendrick Motorsports logo, like from a throwback to that, and that's really a nice touch, I will say. And apparently, you're selling City Chevrolet hats, so you can buy a City Chevrolet hat. So.
If you put it in B, you're not going to hurt my feelings. I just wanted to make sure the audience knew the story behind the car.
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm cool with A.
I want to share my screen real quick to show you guys the photo that we're talking about that Ben's referencing, because I actually thought that was really cool. Hold on.
It's a nice little touch. Like I like it when teams actually put the logos different like that. So
cool. Yeah, that's neat. Cool. So yeah, I'll keep it an A. We'll keep it an A for now. That's what we'll do. All right.
And I like how Raptor's like a brand new sponsor, but they even went into it and like played a little bit with it and just let's make an old logo. So it's just respect to that.
So this is Elton Sawyer 1997.
This is a dub. I also made the mistake. I thought this was when I first saw it, I didn't see the full graphic. I just saw screenshots of the car.
I'm sorry.
And I thought this was the Papyrus, like Fred Jones car, and I about busted.
Is this a Busch Series car?
No. We know where it's going.
I know
where it's going.
I think this needs to go in C for the Busch Series. For all the right reasons.
Barber sells the best shaving cream too.
Yes.
Dog. I wouldn't know.
So I guess here's the thing we need to clarify for the audience though. Is C a good thing or a bad thing, like for Busch Series? Or is it just a thing?
It's a great thing.
It's Busch. Okay. It's Busch.
Put it this way, Taylor. There's only one car in for Busch Series. It is an honor to be in that list.
Honor. You never know.
Shout out Todd Gilliland. You don't even know he exists, but this is a great honor.
Yes.
This is amazing.
We'll hand him a trophy.
We will. When we go to the 600, we'll try to flag him down, hand him a trophy. He doesn't know why.
People were apprehended at Charlotte Motor Speedway trying to hunt down Todd Gilliland.
We have a trophy for you.
Please. All right, next one though. Okay, I have thoughts about this one, but I'll explain it real quick. This is a throwback. Ryan Priest to Jeff Priest, his dad. His late model scheme. Who wants to chime in?
It's a nice gesture.
I'm disappointed in it though.
The font isn't changed, which bothers me. And also, when Ryan Priest runs a throwback, he should be contractually obligated to run a modified throwback.
It's got
There is some bias in the group, I will say.
Just a little bit.
It's got all the bars on the side and everything.
Yeah, that's what they used to do. Bowman had a fire Tommy Baldwin throwback.
Yeah, he did. That thing was hot.
Yeah.
This is an L. This is a drown. There's blue chrome on the top, which is cute. Like, it makes it nice. You got a test car. Cool. You have a test scheme. Cool. Okay. Also, wait a minute. Is that a Sony ES logo there in front of the wheel?
What?
Pull it back. Hold on.
I don't think.
What?
Huh.
Yes.
That's interesting. I didn't know they were teamed up with Sony.
That's new.
Wasn't Sony a Penske spawn? Yeah, because it was on the decklid of Newman's car.
Oh, this is a very in detailed Sony model.
I'd give this a D or an F.
Yeah,
I put it in an F.
I would put it at an F. It's a nice gesture, like Rob said, but it's just not.
This is the mark.
Yeah.
The only way you can really do an old late model throwback is if you have the sponsor to back it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're doing the exact number.
It's like Denny Hamlin did his FedEx Express or whatever a couple years ago. Based off of his.
And then he did it again.
They're doing it this year.
Yeah, he's doing it this year.
Yeah, they're doing Federal Express again this year.
Which is really cool. I love that.
It's a good looking car. Yeah, it's a good looking car.
Alrighty. Next up, we're going to get into the Legacy Motor Club schemes. Gregson, number 42.
Yes.
Throwing it to Jimmy Johnson's 2014 Coke 600 win.
Yeah, this is just cool. This is like a cool shout out to the boss. Again, the Lowe's patriotic cars, they never missed.
They slap.
They never missed.
They were so good. And I even think of his last two, 18 and 17. Those were bangers.
18 was gorgeous.
18 was so good. That crystal blue they had on the front.
White rims.
Yeah, the crystal blue they had on. I mean, just the.
It looks so good.
Those cars never missed. And again, story time on this one. So this car won the 2014 Coke 600, and this is after he won his 6th title in 13 and hadn't won all season up until that. And that race, it wasn't about winning the Coke 600 for Jimmy. It was about shutting up the media, saying, now what are you going to write? He literally said, now what are you guys going to write about? We won. So
then he went and won like 3 of 4.
Right. Yeah. Then he won Dover the next week, and then 2 weeks later won Michigan. So.
And he had never won Michigan before.
Right. So
it's such a good scheme.
Car. And it's pretty spot on. I mean, I know you can't change the font of the number, but man, it's pretty close. So I'm all on board with this one. A or a B for this.
I would say B.
It's B. The Sunseeker Resort logo is goofy. It's goofy.
Mm-hmm.
There's just like the driver's side's not as bad, but the passenger side, like you got this giant white spot. It's kind of goofy. It's a B for me.
Yeah.
I'm there with it. I will say, like, props to them though for getting like the design of the scheme like dead on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with that with a B.
That's a great looking car. Good job.
Right. Yes. Again, there hasn't really been anything that's been like bad. So like that's been positive.
There's still time.
I know there's still time.
I'd argue that
Makes me
car
nervous.
was pretty bad.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Well, we have some coming up. This one, Eric Jones, Richard Petty's 1968 scheme. It resembles the car that Petty drove, where he got on the hood to help repair part of the car, repair damage. So I think that the scheme is really just more reminiscent of that moment.
Yeah, it's a throwback race. It's an all Petty blue car, so it's a you're getting on base with this one. So they kind of play it safe. with this one because I know a lot of fans want to see that STP orange on the sides implicated somehow in it. I mean, the Daniel Dye 43 truck this year is
they're running the STP at Wilkesboro.
It's amazing.
so, but I mean, yeah, it's a petty blue 43 car. We can't be that upset about it. This is 1960s, 1970s NASCAR right here. So yeah.
Only thing that I have against it, I wish they would swap the allegiance. So like the allegiance on the door be the allegiance on the quarter panel, and maybe a different.
It's weird to me that allegiance on there twice.
It looks fun.
By Gallagher. Which I find hilarious, but it's a petty blue scheme. As someone who loves petty blue, it's a dub in my book.
Alex and I are on the same page. You just said the same thing.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Alex,
I'm okay with this being a C or a B.
I'm okay with B.
But
I'll give it. Let's give it a B just because it's a. All right, C.
And honestly, like I would put it at C because that double allegiant and that they're both not the same.
Yeah, the double allegiant is weird.
This is like a 70. This is like a 78.5. Like it's almost B, but it's like a C plus.
Yeah, I did want to show Daniel Dye's scheme here.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
Dayglow orange is so hot. Like it gets me all. I feel all squiggly inside when I look at it.
Squiggly.
I got feelings.
We love it. It is such a great scheme.
Speaking of stuff, man.
I did want to say as well before we go to the next car, Bubba Wallace is not running a throwback scheme. He actually has like a QR code on his car. It's Dr. Pepper.
Get your fast hoodie today.
Make sure to scan that during the race. But Tyler Reddick is doing a throwback scheme. This one. So Tyler Reddick throwing it back to Kurt Busch's 2013 Darlington scheme where he got into a battle with Ricky Craven. Iconic moment. What?
2003. You said 2013.
Yeah. I did? Oh my God. 2003. Sorry.
No, you're good. This is really cool. This one's cool.
This is cool, but this render blows.
Yeah.
But also, like, I'm looking at the video now where they loaded it on the hauler.
Does it look any better?
It's shinier. I don't like the big goofy gap that they have between like the door and the McDonald's and the exchange. That's goofy. Like you got the money line and the Jordan thing. Move them up there. Like this is. I love the idea and I love that it's for Kurt, but this is like a C for me. Oh God.
Like a D.
Yeah.
I'm okay with a C or D for this, but I love the idea though.
It's a cool idea, poor execution.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. Well,
did they? No, sorry. Okay. I thought for a moment 23X I did the thing where they put the number upside down on the roof because that's what they do. It's not, thank God.
No. Yeah, I'm good with this one being a D, honestly.
Yeah, it's a good idea, not a good execution.
Yeah. I did want to point out this comment here, bringing it back to the Allegiant. The Allegiant by Gallagher is a nod to Petty's Roadrunners.
Yeah, Plymouth by Petty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So just wanted to point that out there too.
Also, this is just a general gripe I have since we're talking about paint schemes. Why did 23XI stop doing really cool drop shadows on their numbers? They now just do like a stroke and it looks dumb. That's all I have to say. Thanks for my TED Talk.
I mean, that's fair.
But it's like it's an all-year thing. it's not just this. Like the 23 has.
I like the new 2311 logo.
Yeah.
How it doesn't have that, but it feels very flat to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan, especially on the Leidos logo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost hard to read.
I have thoughts about this next one. I really want to explain this next one so we kind of understand where it's coming from. So
you like butter?
Butter. I love butter. But
butter.
So this is the Dale Jarrett number 88 throwback. It also celebrates Mother's Day. It has Stenhouse's mom's favorite grilled cheese recipe written on the side of the car. So that's kind of cool. Celebrates Mother's Day. That's all I wanted to explain with it.
Okay. I want to go back to what I had said about the Chastain car.
Yeah.
I like this. Again, this is a render. I like this better because when I think of that 88 UPS car, I think of flat brown. This is a flat brown.
Yep.
And again, render. This will look totally different on track. It's got food on the side of the car or like that object melee. So that's kind of a dub in my book. The quarter panel gets really goofy, specifically the lower part where there's just all this text crammed into like this like 4x3 space for some reason. Kroger logo I hate with a burning passion because they don't know where to put it on the hood. And I respect that they don't want the vents to ruin it, but it bothers me. It's kind of a mess and because it's kind of all over the place. This is like a C or D for me.
I think Chastain did it better.
Massively better.
Massively.
He's
I
got
mean,
EPS on the hood.
Yeah, I like the sentiment. I really do. I just, yeah, that's.
They didn't coordinate
CRD.
Apparently.
No.
Like Chastain's again, it's a render I don't like because it's glossy. If it goes on the track and that brown's more flat, I'm all for it. This is just a hodgepodge of everything we're sponsored by. This is like an F for me, actually. Now I'm thinking about it.
It's really clunky.
It's enough for me.
Like me in
Yeah.
high school.
Nice. You're nice. Yeah, it's an F. It's just, yeah, it missed the mark. Next up, though, I think I remember this was like the first game I think any team announced. Really,
Alex has it right, by the way. I think that's Alex has it right. He's Mr. Mark Martin's Country Croc. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Alex, we're gonna be friends. I hope that's his name. I assume.
It is. It is.
Okay, thank God.
We love Alex. All right. We were all pretty excited about this one. So this is
we is an interesting way to put it. I think this is a fat L.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Then maybe yeah. Okay.
No. It's Dom's right.
It is a Busch Series scheme. That's for sure.
Rock Flag and Eagle. He's got a point.
An honor spotter, Kevin Hamlin. 2007 scheme.
Busch Series.
There's only one place for
No
this
question.
to go.
No
There's only one place it belongs.
No further questions. Busch Series.
Excited when that scheme. Who dropped that in our group chat? Was that Adam?
Probably.
It was Adam.
I think it was only because it was Busch scheme worthy. So
Yes.
here we are.
Busch Series.
Busch Series.
All
We're
right.
good.
That's all I got. It's an
All
L
right.
in my book.
So that scheme is redeemable because, we love it. But yeah, it is a really cool thought though. We love that though. Who's next? What's next?
My
I already
man.
forget.
No, Nick Newman.
Yeah, he's back in the car, by the way.
Fat dub.
S,
I don't.
S.
Dub. This is S. This is
Yes.
dub.
Straight up.
Freaking S, because you flip that 5 over and it looks like a 2.
Yeah. So,
If you take the puzzle and turn it sideways, you
Close enough. Put it in S.
They
S.
did it.
We don't even need to debate this one.
They did it.
Just straight to the top.
They did it.
When Newman was announced, I made a comment in a Discord server for like that my iRacing league is that I run. I was like, I really want a Newman Altel scheme. I wanted specifically like the 2008, like that blue and white, because that's hot. And then someone made a render, and I thought it was real, but it wasn't. And then this came out, and I was even happier. This is drip. This is big drip. This is fat drip.
It's so good. Yeah, and I was excited about this one for sure. And then also just like the shock of Newman being back in the car too was by itself
his
amazing.
return. Darlington is where all drivers make their surprise return.
Oh yeah.
Matt Kenseth, baby.
Yeah.
It showed up out of nowhere and then ran horribly.
Yeah.
He finished top 10 in one of them.
One of those two, yeah. Sheesh.
Well, let's hope Ray Newman runs well this weekend, or as well as he can. That's what I'll say. Next up. Okay, I think this is the last one. Yeah, this
The last
is
one.
Ricky Rudd.
The last one.
Daniel Suarez.
That is awesome.
That has a potential.
So here you know what? I just realized I think these are out of order, or I'm definitely missing some in here. But
you skipped 2 at least.
Yeah,
for the Cup
totally
Series.
did. So I don't know where they are on my slides, but like we'll go through them. But yeah, so we'll just start with Daniel Suarez for right now. Yeah. This game I love it.
Yeah, this is awesome.
I love it, but I feel like it's been done. Like it's a Trackhouse dub,
Yeah.
like Alex says, but like it's been done for me. So it's kind of like okay, let's move on. But they do a great job at it, so it definitely is an A-tier scheme.
I think it's the best job someone's done at this scheme. I would only put it in A. I would put it in S, but it's
That's
good.
an A. No doubt. It's an A.
let's put it in the A tier. I wanted to look up the other schemes that I left out. There was a Ty Dillon one in a well, I don't even have the Ty Dillon one in here. I'm sorry, guys. This will be an A.
It's okay. Ty Dillon didn't even know he had a scheme. He didn't even have a car.
We had a Ty Gibbs one though that I want to look up. So let's look up the Ty Gibbs real quick, just so you can see it. It's a
Oh, it's the Bobby Labonte.
Bobby Labonte. It honors the NFL Hall of Fame induction for Joe Gibbs.
Looks really good, honestly.
Where's the scheme? Where is it?
It's on TobyChristie.com, where you can find every scheme for Darlington Throwback Week on TobyChristie.com.
It's there. It's there. I see it.
Let's plug.
Well,
But yeah, it's on there. I wanted it closer up so y'all could see it. Just cause. Yeah, but TobyChristie.com has all the schemes this weekend.
TobyChristie.com has the plug for everything you need.
Completely everything. And then we'll look at the
a job, a new car.
That new car smell.
Go to TobyChristie.com.
Not responsible for missing paint schemes.
Yeah.
Your results may vary.
All right.
Okay.
That's a good looking car.
I like it. There's something about 54 that looks good on a race car.
Mm-hmm. It's a simple scheme, but yet it's an effective scheme.
Yeah, it's good. That's a good one. That's a very good one. For being honest, that one's kind of difficult to mess up, but it's still pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What are we thinking? Which letter?
I put a B.
B.
It's a solid B.
It's a bop. B for bop.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right.
Matt Deason has entered the
Dr.
chat.
Deason has arrived.
We love this. All right. So
Ty Dillon's left out like normal.
yeah, we'll look at Ty Dillon. It's not in the tier list. I'll add it in afterwards, you guys. But we will take a look at this. The Jolie Johnson throwback. It looks really nice.
It's cute.
So
I like blue and white. It works. It's effective.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Like it is a throwback.
if we had to put it on the list, where would we have put it though?
C.
The question.
C or yeah.
I put it at a solid C because it does well. It's the right number. The font isn't quite right, but it's close enough.
While we're here, since you're on the Toby Christie site, I do want to shout out one more lower tier scheme that came out today, or actually two that came out today, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
The first is an Xfinity scheme. It is the 02 Hour Motorsports with the Payday bar car, which is cool. Like actual Payday came on board to sponsor them, which is lit.
Blaine Perkins.
That's a dub. That's a fat dub. That's a big drip.
Awesome car.
Oh, yeah.
And the second one, I didn't realize, Chris Wright in the truck series is running the 02 WrightCars.com, but that is the Texaco Haviland car if I've ever seen it.
Yes, that is a 2007 Juan Montoya throwback, and it looks gorgeous.
That's all I had. Those got added, I think, today or from the last little bit. So those are dubs.
All right.
That looks that's she
that's
purdy.
She bad.
She bad.
So good. Man. Yeah, they killed it this year, Xfinity and Truck.
Xfinity and Truck knocked it out the park.
They knocked out the park.
Everyone has great schemes. Oh, okay. Well, Joe Graff doesn't have a great scheme, but Xfinity and Truck knocked out the park, fully cranked it. Okay, I'm gonna throw Allgaier. Allgaier, that's not a good scheme. I'm sorry.
No, Allgaier's isn't great.
Yeah, Joe Graff? I too love the Grateful Dead.
I love the fire department car, that 26.
Yeah, that looks good too. Kaz's.
Yeah, that one's
that's good.
Brett Moffitt's sorry, I've gotten us off track. I apologize. Brett Moffitt's 25 car also looks really sweet.
Yeah, the Tim Richmond.
Folgers car.
I wish he was running chrome rims though.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks so good.
And then the last two I'll mention, because that way we can get back on track. The Dawson Cram 74 car, if they make the field, that's a super sweet one. And then Riley Herbst's throwback to Gymkhana 3.
That Chem block.
Yeah,
the Chem block car is pretty sweet. And then Gymkhana, that came out really well. I'm really happy with it.
That's cool.
Yeah, you can find all these on TobyChristie.com. Like we said, they killed it, nailed it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
They all look so good.
From the pod, Ryan Vargas.
We love Ryan Vargas.
We love you, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan. All right.
He's not watching, but
I know. If he were to, though,
I agree.
just
with
wanna
you.
say hi.
he would definitely watch, but
he would.
James, you're right. Throwback,
He's-
right? Throwback should be a Dodge.
Facts.
What a beautiful
everything should be a Dodge.
Everything should.
Chrysler.
Rip. All right, so let's go back through this list again. I know I'm missing maybe 2 on this list, and I'll get them on there afterwards. But let's readjust. How do we feel things should be shifted up? I know, like starting, Newman stays in the S category, but in the A, do we want to move anything up?
I would move Blaney's to an S, and I would move Keselowski's to an S.
I agree.
I actually agree. Yeah.
I agree with the Blaney. I'm a little bit hesitant on the Kez, but I respect it. So
In the comments, do we agree?
the Kez just doesn't do it for me in some ways. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Blaney one definitely.
Blaney one definitely.
I'm also outvoted in this because this is a democracy again, so I respect it.
We're a democracy.
Reason will prevail.
Reason will prevail.
I think
is not big.
Keselowski's has to move up. I do.
My one argument I have is I don't think Elliott's car is better than Reddick's. They should either be on equal footing or Reddick should be.
That's a fair point.
Actually,
if we're doing it, I would move Chase down to a
Yeah,
D.
Chase.
Yeah, I agree. I know I need to vouch for Alex here. Alex says that Almirola needs to be moved up a lot.
No, thank you.
Get your own podcast, Alex, and then we'll talk. I say this jokingly, knowing that you do have a podcast.
Yeah. Alex, you ever tried getting a podcast yourself?
I will honestly say though, I'm almost fine moving Almirola's up to a C. Like that's just me though. I love this. I love this game though. I'm with Alex.
I'm putting my foot
I
down.
will cancel you, Taylor.
I run this show.
All right.
No, I won't do it. I can't.
Not when your Wi-Fi's out.
Dang it! I know. We'll keep it there.
Win this round.
We'll keep it there. We'll keep it there.
Flops of the week are here.
Rip. God.
Alex,
okay.
I barely know you, but we're gonna be friends already. I can tell.
I love Alex. Great guy.
Anything else?
I don't. I'm gonna be real. I don't.
Oh, did you just get your notification?
My notification.
What?
Your Be Real notification.
Oh, I got that earlier. That's a good joke though. I'm gonna be honest. I think the 20 should be moved down to F.
Yeah. I'm with you.
Because I think that the 20. I think overall the 22, the 45, while not the best, they are more put together than the 20 is. The 20 feels like a mess, similar to the 47.
See, to me, I feel like the 10 and the 9 are there for different reasons, but the 20, the 45, and the 22 are all there for the same reason. Good idea, poor execution.
That's fair. I respect that. So the only thing that does it for me for the 20 is the saw blade.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's my childhood. In some ways, but it just doesn't I don't know. It doesn't do it for me. So that's my argument.
I agree with Ben. I'm not gonna lie. I do. I agree with Ben.
All right, fine, do it. Put it at F.
I feel so bad though.
Yeah.
This is democracy, but we have a dictator named Taylor Kitchen.
Put it in F. See if I care.
Do you care? I put it
I
in
don't
F.
care what you do. I don't know you.
Now, the only other
I
thing
don't
have
care
to say,
if you broke your elbow.
I don't care. The only thing I would say is take the 4 car and throw it in the trash. But
yeah, good grief.
I'm just gonna move it all the way down just because. Just for my sake, just knowing it's all the way there.
I honestly, I love Alex up here just commentating on our banter.
Best play-by-play.
I want to see. I want Alex's podcast to do a commentary video on our podcast.
It's just science theater.
You guys,
reviews.
I'm telling you, we need to do an MST3K version of watching a NASCAR race because that would be so much fun.
Yeah, we'll need to do a collab at some point, Alex. We really do. But this is our complete tier list. The ATYL ranking tier list. Again, I'll have the link up after the stream on Twitter. I'll also put it in the comment section on this stream as well, or the description, so you guys can make a tier of your own. But that is it from us this evening. I'll post a race preview on all my social media pages, so just be on the lookout for that. But yeah, and then also scan the QR code in the corner. It's where you can find all of our social media pages. All of the group's social media pages are tagged in the description as well with the Linktree link. And then this is also where you can find us a little bit more. Oh, Matt. Hello, Matt. We'll add Matt in here.
The album.
Nice.
The Jonas Brothers are releasing an album.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just got it out there.
The Joe Bros.
Above my head.
The Jonas Brothers. Speaking of a throwback, look at that. The Jonas Brothers coming back. All right.
If you don't have original Jonas Brothers bops in your playlist, I don't.
We can't be friends. Thank you.
I don't trust you.
I don't trust you.
Leaving it. Oh no.
No.
Taylor, before you wrap,
Don't
I'll
hurt-
be in Nashville this weekend. So if you're at the ARCA race, say hi. That's it.
Yeah, everyone say hi to
Yeah.
Ben if you're there. It's going to be a great few weeks of racing. So thank you all for joining the stream. And we'll see you next week. All right. Bye,
Yeah.
guys.
Bye.
Throwing it